You guys enjoy. Here's the skit.
I'm sorry, he doesn't mean to be rude or anything. See, my little brother has autism and he doesn't understand things like personal space.
Well, if I were you, I wouldn't act like he was my brother and be like,
Alright, so it was just a quick skit. Now, I have a quick question for you. So how many of you guys have younger siblings? Raise your hand. Oh, wow. So, I bet you guys, even though you fight with your younger siblings and you act like you don't like each other, you love each other and you want to protect them, right?
Yeah.
Well, I too have younger siblings that I want to protect and I love very much. Now, that skit actually happened to my little brother and my little sister. This it really happened. Those girls and my little sister were actually a few years older than you guys. And if you couldn't tell from the skit, my brother didn't realize that those girls were trying to be mean to him. Now, just because he didn't understand doesn't mean we came out of that situation unscathed. My family got hurt when we found out. My parents were hurt, my sisters were hurt. I was extremely hurt that someone would say that to my little brother. Now, how many of you guys know what autism is? I'm going to ask two of you, and if you're right or wrong, I'm going to give you an autism awareness bracelet. So, you want to answer, okay. So, what do you think autism is?
Autism is when somebody is different than other people. They cannot act the same way as them.
Okay, all right. Okay. Yeah, now I'm going to ask the boy. Here, you. What do you think autism is?
Autism is a disorder.
Very good, okay. So what autism is a learning and developmental disorder, like he said. Meaning that these kids have a hard time learning. They have trouble with social interaction. So like they have trouble speaking, they have trouble with making eye contact, playing with others, and sometimes they don't understand what personal space is. Now they can be repetitive and have set routines. And what I mean by repetitive is that maybe there's a movie they really like, they'll quote a scene from that movie over and over again. I'll give you an example. Do any of you guys know what the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Nickelodeon series? All right. So my little brother absolutely loves TMNT. And you know the crane droids? He quotes the crane droids all the time. He does their voices perfectly. He does their stunts really cool. Even though it's kind of cool, we try to get him away from being repetitive because it's not good. So we direct his attention to something else. Oh, sorry. I have to flip the page. Now, what I mean by set routines is that maybe a kid with autism, when they go to school, they'll go get a drink of water, they'll go to a certain place at the playground, and they'll play around and do the same thing, and then they'll go to class. Well, what if that kid came to school late, and they got a drink of water, and the bell rang, and they had to go to class before they could play? That could be very chaotic for a kid with autism, and that can trigger a meltdown. Now, a meltdown is not them trying to get attention or them trying to have bad behavior. It's because they don't know how to handle certain situations, and that's an outlet for them. Now, of course, having autism does not give you the right to have bad behavior or to act naughty, but what that does mean is that they need a little bit of structure, they need a little kindness and a little bit of discipline to understand that these outbreaks are not good. Now, my little brother, he used to have a whole bunch of meltdowns, like not a whole bunch of meltdowns, but he used to have meltdowns. But what we would do is we would stop and calm him down and make him do yoga breaths that he learned in class and count backwards from 10. And it helped him calm down, and he actually has had less meltdowns. Now, it's very important to understand that not every child with autism has the same exact problem. They're not all the same. Maybe one kid has a hard time with learning. Maybe one has a hard time focusing. Maybe another one has trouble with eye contact or speaking. They're all different. They don't act or feel or sound the same exact way as each other. They're all different. little brother, because that's the best example of autism I have, because, he's my little brother. I live with him. Now, like I said before, he's repetitive, and we just try to redirect his attention. He does not understand personal space. So if he thinks there's a girl that's pretty, he'll try to kiss them without permission. He'll get in their faces. He breaks people's personal bubbles. And if he's playing with a guy, usually older guys, he kind of gets rough and climbs on them and punches them and stuff. But it's not him trying to be rude. It's not him trying to be mean. It's his way of showing that he likes people, because he loves people, and that's the only way he can express it. Now, we tell him, don't get in their faces. You don't do that. And he's learning. He's actually gotten a lot better. He'll ask permission before kissing a girl on the cheek. But he doesn't have set routines, but he does have a set way of playing. If you saw how my friend Eric Wise was acting, that's really how he plays. Those are actually his toys, those plants. I took them home. I hope he doesn't find out. But he actually plays like that, and he plays over and over again like that. Oh, this is a really cool one. My brother does awesome sound effects. He does the best machine gun sounds and laser gun sounds I have ever heard in my life. But some people find that annoying when you're out in public. I personally love that he does that. I love everything about my brother. I can't imagine him any other way. And that's why I'm here today, because I want people like my brother and to be understood that they were born like this. They did not choose to have autism, and people shouldn't make fun of them for it. People should understand them and accept them, because this is how they are. This is who they are. Now, my brother is 9 years old, and he's already experienced bullying. Like you've seen, he experienced bullying from kids way older than him. He's experienced bullying from people his age. People have told him they don't want to be his friend. They've told him that he's weird. I've had a little boy yell on top of his lungs, "I hate you," to my little brother because he did something my brother thought was weird. That he thought my brother did was weird. Now, what really bothers me is that sometimes a child with autism does not understand that they're being bullied and that people are trying to be mean, because it's sometimes hard for them to understand that they're those people's attention. And this leads to more bullying, because the bully thinks it's okay. Hey, he's not reacting. I can keep on continuing calling him weird because he's not reacting. And that's not right. It's not good. My brother didn't understand, and we all got hurt from it. It's not okay. Now, sometimes I know that the kids with autism, they kind of live in their own world. They kind of keep to themselves, and it seems kind of weird because they don't care what other people think of them. They go and they play, and they do what they want to do. But that's not okay for people to make fun of them for it. My brother likes to play around like that, and someone thinks it's weird. They shouldn't be, saying that we should not call him, act like he's my brother in public. Now, I know I'm probably preaching to the choir. You guys look like a good set of kids, and you probably don't bully each other, but I'm here because you guys can be the voice of the voiceless. A child with autism is not going to stand up for themselves, most likely, because they don't realize they're being bullied. Now, you guys can stop that. You guys can be more understanding, and you guys can tell your friends, your family, your classmates about autism. Maybe you can look up more about autism and learn even more, and spread the word. Because I want people who are family who are in the same situation as I am